Hi, my name is Dawn Fromm, and I'm here to talk about my career research paper that I did. My career research paper was on college counseling. That's what I felt was the best area for me because I want to work in the financial aid or career counseling area. I love to work with students and help them achieve their educational goals, which was one reason why I chose this area. There were other areas in teaching, which I liked, but I didn't want to go to be a teacher, so I wanted to be helping students. So I felt this was better suited for me. The last 15 years at Winona State, I've worked in the financial aid area and I've helped students, giving them support, advice, and direction in the financial aid process. I also gave them emotional support within that area. I help them with areas where they need help with loan processing, determining, the websites, where to go to look for things. And sometimes I'm just there to be an emotional person that listens to them, give them, some support in what they're doing. A lot of times you can't discuss it. It's more confidential, so they want to do a one-on-one. So a lot of times it will come in my area. So I felt this was another area where career counseling was part of what I could do. I like to assist them in getting to the right career path. And I have a lot of satisfaction in doing that. So that's kind of why I selected it. There was 12 areas that we had to do research on. The first of the area was the work tasks and activities. It has to include practical guidance and advice on many topics, such as coordinating financial activities with resource providers. You have to provide information about lenders and making good decisions on borrowing for school. That's important for students to learn that because some students get themselves in debt pretty deep. And so you want to try to help them focus on school and not money or other things within their schooling. We also want to offer advice on education and training. We want to assist them with these goals and help them set up a plan to achieve these goals. The second area that we talked about, or what I elaborated on in the course paper, was appropriate college courses and majors. Some of the courses you can take to be a career counselor is business education. You can do the counseling area, and you could do counseling itself, career counseling. I know they offer at Winona State in the WAGS area, which is Women and Gender Studies, and in the social work area, good career counseling courses within there, and I've chosen some of them on my outline for my student plan. So some of the physical demands are you need to have active listening skills, you need to be able to convey information effectively to students, you need to be able to communicate well with others within this, and you need excellent writing skills. That's really important so that you can document their plan for them and keep up to date with all the technology and bring it into the job. Many counselor positions require travel time and going to career fairs, looking for potential students to come within the university. So that's another side of it. The working conditions in this area, most counselors are full-time and they have to deal with a lot of stressful situations such as academic, personal, or social problems that happen to a lot of the students. So it's really good to have a background in that area. Job-related interests is you have to be able to communicate with all the students and have attributes that you can identify in yourself that you can bring forth within them. Requirement knowledges in this job are human behavior and performance. You have to help students set realistic academic and career goals because some of them set them too high or too low, so you want to keep them within that. You want to help them develop that plan and succeed at it. You want to have good interpersonal and listening skills for it and be able to help deal with stressful and difficult situations. Career preparation for this particular job is it requires a master's degree in counseling with a focus on career development. Many employers require a period of supervised experience or they like you to have internship within that field. Some employers hire licensed counselors, but that's not necessary. So most of the schools that hire teachers or nursing, that's required in that area, but not with career counseling unless you're going to be a counselor at a school. But I'm looking more toward doing it at a university. Some of the hiring practices is I've been on several search committees here at Winona State, and the first step that we take in doing the hiring is we start by screening the resumes and look for key skills and minimum requirements. And then from that point on, we move to what we call phone interviews. And we select the candidates for the phone interview. And once we've done those, then we weed out and set up a plan where we number and pick out the top candidates for that. And the ones with the highest rating, we do an interview, an in-person interview on campus. Once we've done that and selected our candidate, then we make the offer. Usually that takes it can vary anywhere from 3 to 9 months, depending on what type of position it is, if it's a secretary or administrative assistant position, or if it's a VP or presidential position, it varies, but it goes anywhere from 3 to 9 months, so it is a long process. Wages for this position run annually. In May of 2012, the career counselor or a financial aid counselor was making on the average $53,600, which comes out to about a little less than $26 an hour. Counselors that work in secondary schools tend to be required to have the psychologist advanced degree, and those would then be perform double the degree, or double the duty for career counselors, and you would actually be eligible for a higher wage of up to almost $10,000 more. So the employment outlook on these types of jobs were, I saw out there that they had projected job openings from 2012 to 2022 of 87,000 jobs, which I thought was pretty decent. The growth was 8 to 14% on this type of job, and a lot of it depended on enrollment within the school, or depending on budget cuts within the state and federal government. So in order to do that type of position or have openings for it, a lot of it could depend on that. So that was a little bit of a downfall for it. Advancement opportunities at Winona State, we have what's called an ASF union, and they have a variety of counselor classifications within there. So you have levels that you can move up to. Many of the counselors, it only requires a bachelor's degree, but with additional education, a master's degree, you could be promoted into a director position. Current job listings I found on the web. I went out to myskillsmyfuture.org, and I found 35 jobs listed in Minnesota and 33 in Wisconsin for these, and they were like academic advisors, career specialists, education specialists, college recruiters, jobs like that. So there is a good opportunity for counselors within these two states. The areas I found interesting and surprising were that many places required master's degrees in counseling that focused on the career development, but not so much in the universities. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You had to do a lot of traveling with the career fairs and long hours within academic times. The perspective that I saw this career and why I thought it was really good was it made me more excited to find out these numbers, that the wage and everything. I believe it's the right field for me because with all these jobs within the two states nationwide, there's much more jobs out there if you want to move around. But within those two states alone, just on that one website, I found a lot of areas where they were open for what I was looking for. So I thought this was good. Not needing the license was another. Having the good interpersonal listening and speaking skills, being able to communicate with others, which is what I do in my current job. So I feel that all of this, is going to help me toward my degree at Winona State, and I look forward to maintaining the knowledge and objectives I need to complete this. So thank you for listening to my presentation. How was that?